And we're live. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Lunch with Lynn. We're not really lunching today, but last time you were here, so many people asked about the fridge organizing thing. We saw your fridge. We want a fridge like Chef Lynn. We were all inspired. So you're going to show us some tips. How are you? Hello.
I'm great, Gina. I'm good. Hi, Tony. How are you both doing? Great.
Yes, we're good. We're good. We're
Awesome,
excited to
awesome.
get rolling. We're excited to get rolling. We
Yeah.
have our fridge. I've posted some inspiration on my fridge.
My God. Look at that shot. That is like, how old was I? I think I was like 14 or 15. I don't know. Gina, that's so funny. Look at me. Oh, open up the fridge. Did you do a little homework? Oh my gosh. What?
So Tony got in there today because it's recycling day. It's recycling day. So every Thursday, Tony mad scrambles, comes down, tries to throw out half the shit in our fridge that we never used. Like, we're just tossing stuff in the garbage every Thursday for recycling. It's like we jam it in there, we pull it out on Thursdays, and it's so like, you know.
Yeah, I know. I think that the key of organization is the end result is that you're going to minimize waste. Yes. And you're going to save money. I mean, it's great, Tony, you're getting exercise, like going down into the fridge and throwing things out into a bag and lifting that bag and taking it to the recycling bin. But ultimately, that's not the goal here, is it? But
it doesn't feel good.
No, but that fridge looks super. I'm very impressed. Like, I would give that out of 10. I would give it like a 4.5. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I would give it like, I'm all kidding, Tony. I would give it maybe like an 8.5. It looks pretty good. Do you want to zoom in just a bit? No, we can't. Okay.
It does look good. Let me see if I can pull this here. It looks good, but it's just that, Lynn, it's going to stay like that for a day. Like, literally, I don't know. Can you, I don't know if how far I can go in here, Tony, with my setup here.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
You can see
it. Well, I think it'll stay there longer for a day. Now, can I ask you, like, how often do you go shopping, Gina?
I think, well, what am I?
Spontaneous?
We really don't. Like, we Uber eat a lot, and then Sonia just hooked us up with groceries, like, get them delivered, because I used to go. Honestly, I'm a little freaked out. The whole pandemic thing is just, I get anxious when I go, and I have no excuse. And then I'm so busy. And then, when we do what camera's up here? I drop like $300-400 on groceries for the family, and I buy everything. I have the big cart. It's all full of fresh stuff and all of that. And I get so excited. This week I'm gonna cook my food. I'm gonna be super healthy, and it never happens.
Do you one, you're not a big fan of the act of going out to shop for your groceries?
Well,
right?
I used to love it. When I used to do it, it was definitely one big shop once a week. I'm from that. Like, so my dad worked at a grocery store. And so we did the one shop a week. And whatever we had. And even though my dad worked at the grocery store, if we ran out of cereal, the Lucky Charms was gone, it's gone. You had to eat the old whatever, the one we didn't like. Do you know what I mean? When we ran out of milk, we ran out of milk. Like, there was no going out and grabbing it like we do now. There's no convenience where we picked it up at the stores. It was like one time a week. When it ran out, you ran out and you had to wait till the shop. So I guess I continued that.
Yeah, I think, I mean, that's how I grew up too. And, but I think that, there's so many different avenues for, a family, a single person, a couple to utilize, like the online, going and filling out your order and then going to pick it up. Wow. I mean, that's a savior of time. And look at your puppy go, bye-bye. That's a savior of time and convenience. I'm not a big fan of that though, because I'm not the one that's actually going to pick, like the best zucchini or, the lettuce, and you see things. So, there's advantages and disadvantages for both, obviously. But I think the key is that in the organization of your fridge and pantry at home is that you really want to minimize the waste, because it's ultimately going to save you money at the end. If you're forking out $200 and $300 a week. When you do your family budget, that is a lot of money. It's a big chunk of the family's budget is just food and making those choices. So for
And
me
then, Lynn,
personally,
what happens is the food goes rotten. I don't cook it. And then on top of the big grocery shop, I'm Uber eating. Like I'm buying groceries and I'm ordering in because it's just, I'm either it's, so I have a busy day, Tony and I were busy and, we know dinner comes every night.
Yeah.
Like a big, what are we
Yeah.
gonna eat? Whatever. And then we're so tired. And then the stuff's just jammed in the fridge and it's just not, and then we Uber eat. So yes, saving money, but also, just we want to start, like, we need to make our fridge work for us. It's not working for us. We're not inspired. We're throwing stuff out. We're not using it. None of those things.
Yeah, and I think for those that are not big chefs at home, I mean, the Uber Eats and supporting your local restaurants, gosh, Gina, do the chefs and restaurateurs appreciate that so very much. We trying to sustain their livelihood and to keep those amazing restaurants open during this crazy time has been, first and foremost. So yes, occasionally go for it, treat yourself. But if you were to do that sort of on a day-to-day, well, versus your, tally of having, going out to a restaurant every night or having to cook those, items at home, you'll see the difference for sure. I think it's key that we talked about it last week that you have a menu plan for the week. Sort of map it out.
Okay. Yeah, you do that? You do that?
Yeah. Absolutely. Laura and I will go and say, all right, spaghetti squash, let's do something with spaghetti squash. We haven't cooked that in a while. Great. Let's do that. Oh, you make that amazing curry. Yeah. Okay. Then that's Tuesday. Wednesday. Well, we'll probably have curry left over and you sort of map it out like that. Now, when you are menu planning, you write down your shopping list, and if you've got the grocery list, you got to stick to it.
Wait. Do we meal plan first and then shop, or shop and then buy seasonal whatever and then meal plan? Which one are we doing?
Okay, so you're inspired by your last visit, right? You went to the grocery store for ingredients and you're going, oh gosh, I saw. Well, we're not in any great season right now. It's we're waiting for spring. If I eat one more rutabaga, I'm just kidding. But oh wow, those Ontario hothouse strawberries, they were wicked. They were so good. They were sweet. They were juicy. I'm going to put those on my menu for next week. If it's going to your local fish market, which I recommend that you do, or your local butcher, right? Mm-hmm. That you're buying, where you're being sustainable and knowing where the food comes from. You're going to say, okay, well, you know what? That was really great. We're going to have maybe a pork tenderloin. Get inspired by ingredients. But when you're menu planning, that's where you have the inspiration. You write down your menu for the week, and then you write your grocery list.
Okay.
And what I do is I kind of take an inventory of what I have. Oh, I'm getting low on mayonnaise. Mm-hmm. Well, what do you mean?
I got 2 big jugs of it in my fridge. I'm stocked on mayonnaise.
Well, look at this thing. Oh yeah. Look, you're getting low. I don't think so, Crawford. No. So don't buy it, right? And you're saving money. That was such a bad example. I didn't want to bring that out, but anyway, that is like a supersized jug of mayo. I didn't buy it, Laura did. Anyway,
Hellmann's is good though. Hellmann's is good mayo. It's got some good ingredients in it. I just want to stop here for a second and rewind back to rutabagas. Do you eat those?
Oh my gosh.
People eat rutabagas?
So great. I love them to like in a roast with a little bit of rosemary and sea salt. It's a root vegetable for sure. And it's got that texture that if you were to cook it, it becomes soft and makes a really great mash. Great roasted vegetable. It's great in a stew, on its own. Not a particularly great veggie raw, that's for sure. So I would cook it. Even pickle it is great. You can
Who?
cook that up, you pickle it, just
Pickle
give
it.
a quick pickle. You thinly slice it. There we go. See, another recipe. Sidetrack. It's so easy to do. Rutabaga. Rutabaga.
Okay.
So listen, let's get back to the grocery list, because
Yes, back to the list.
you have to stick to it. That, look, it says right here, don't be distracted. Boom.
Yes.
It's easy to go down, and it makes a difference at the bottom line of how much you're going to be paying out for your groceries if you get distracted. So go. Now, the running list, if you forget something or if you see something, add that to your next list the following week.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
You don't need to buy it all, because one, ultimately, you're not going to eat it. You're not, and Tony's going to put it to the recycling bin. When the groceries come in, and check it out, when the groceries come in,
Yes.
as they did, right? I went out and did a little quick shop. It's important that you take all the veg out, Gina, and you assess what you have, right? I don't know how we're going to do this here. You're going to lay out everything that you have, and they all come in the containers, right? These plastic awkward containers that are hard to stuff in your fridge. That's when your fridge gets convoluted. So, you have your fresh, look, grapes. I didn't buy,
Bag.
3 pounds. Yeah, I bought just enough that I need. That's the key, right? Don't overshop. This is, you tell me that if you're to buy 3 times as many of these grapes that you're going to eat them in 1 week, no, you will look like Violet from Charlie, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You will look like a grape if you eat 3 pounds of
I'm
them.
wondering, I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, because I know that people deal with a lot of food waste issues and food scarcity issues when it comes to their weight loss journey, right? And I'm wondering if there's a little bit of that when we do our shopping, like making sure we have it, and we're never going to get back to the grocery store again, or I don't know what it is, but I do have to say there's a little bit of making sure you got enough, right? Like it's that there's that underlying, there's got to be a reason why we're loading our carts with so much stuff.
Well, and this is the thing too. It's the, I don't know, the mentality of I've got to have it. Like I need it. Okay, got it. Okay, is that enough? No, it's not enough. Get more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's not it. I mean, broccoli. And getting veggies that are on sale. Looking for those quick, specials. That's why. This week, like a lot of people like to flyer shop.
Yeah.
And like they've got, the different grocery stores, and I'll go here and I'll go here and I'll go here. Well, that's great if you're looking at the bottom line and you're going to save $1 for sure. But that just means that you spent like 6 more hours trying to go through all the different grocery stores.
And probably still buying too much, which is just going to go to waste, probably.
And it's like, because it's on sale, Gina, I'm going to buy it. Like, no, you don't need it. Veg, organic. I just find that organic is truly the way to go. I think that it tastes better, less stuff into the soil, and more nutrition and good into the actual veg or fruit is key. And again, cost, but taste is more important. And the quantity over quality, go with quality. For sure.
And when I find the prices are getting better, like we have a Nature's Emporium here, and when they have sales, their sales can be cheaper than what the product is selling at Metro for. Like that used to be that organic was very expensive, and sometimes it still is, but there's some good sales out there too. Same thing, buy seasonal, buy on sale, that way you can get the organic and not break the bank, right?
Oh, absolutely, Gina. And I'm not saying that, Chef Lynn, they're not organic. No, I'm not saying that everything, oh my gosh, I can only imagine. It's the, the wonderful feedback that you can get. Listen, there's 1,000 different things that you can do to be better for the planet, to be better for yourself, to be better. But listen, if you do start with 5, then go to, hey, 10. And it's your philosophy too, right? I mean, you're trying to be the best of the best that you can for yourself, but you can't do it all. It's a learning process. So make the changes as you go. And I think getting back to this refrigerator, which we're going to open up in a second, and then maybe I thought we would show you just how to break down these ingredients, just as suggestions, only some suggestions. I'll just put them off to the side if we have time. If not,
we got time. I got all day.
But listen, the other thing is, please, everybody ask Gina questions and she'll get those questions to me. And if you need any help whatsoever, don't hesitate. I'm really quite accessible, and I would love to talk about your fridge.
Everyone's talking about your rutabagas right now. Everyone's talking about rutabagas right now.
Rutabaga. I don't have one rutabaga in my refrigerator. Okay, so Gina, you got this grocery list. You've gone out, you shopped. Everything comes in, and it's not a huge grocery cart, is it?
Yes.
No, it's not crazy, because the inventory that I had in my fridge, it's going to be now the first in is the first out, and then the new stuff is going to go in. So we're going to process that. But the fridge, Tony did it today, and I'm so proud of Tony. He cleaned the fridge.
He did, yes.
That is epic. You get out that cleaner, some paper towel, the shelves. Give every shelf a quick clean, because it's not going to be convoluted, because it's not packed, right? It's not a chore. If it is a little packed, and this is the first time that you're going to tuck in and you are going to clean your fridge, well, the first thing you got to do is take everything out, clean all of the shelves, give it a really good, deep clean, spring clean. I'm going to make that an absolutely brand new refrigerator, and then we can go and pack it up again. So
do you have a favorite cleaner, Lynn, that you use?
I use, favorite cleaners.
We've cleaned the outside of this 27 times in the last 24 hours trying to get it clean for today, and it's
stainless steel is so hard. I just find that a window cleaner, like a Windex or something, is perfect on stainless steel. And then I use my all-purpose Myers. I like that. Smells good. Right?
On the inside, you use that on the inside.
I'll use it on the inside, but good old soap and water, really, because the surfaces of the refrigerator will be touching the food. Now, all of your product is cleaned, ready to go, and you'll see in a second, Gina, in the refrigerator and the containers. But so you don't want the prepared food sitting on top of, you want it in a container and not sitting on a shelf that's got, I don't know, some corrosive cleaner in there, right? So gentle soap and water, and then that's all you need. Okay, so let's go to the fridge. We'll go to the other camera, right?
Yes. Go.
So here,
your fridge. Yeah, Chef Lynn's fridge.
Oh
my gosh, what is that?
Oh no. Okay, so I have. Can you see this? Okay, because I can't see it all.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can see.
Well, maybe I'll do it there we go. Just pick it up.
There we go.
So I have my freezer, and I don't keep a lot of frozen things in my freezer, to be honest. Oh, look.
You don't?
French fries. Oh, shoot. French fries for the kids. Oh, do we lose it? No. French fries for the kids.
Yeah, you're not making batches of food and freezing it or anything like that. You're not a freezing up. I guess your food's probably so good you don't have any leftovers.
Yeah, I mean, it's just if I make a big batch of curry or chili, I might freeze it. Look, I just put these for the kids here. I don't know, they love them. It's hard to find one here. Trying to be records. But here you go. We got some veggie burgers. I took them out of the packet.
Okay.
I think it's really key. Less packaging and breaking things down is important. I love these little clicky things, because if you got a bag now, I would probably just put that into a Ziploc bag so I could see it, or just give them to the kids for lunch today. I love when you get your like frozen veg, and the only frozen veg that I'll use, Gina, are like peas and corn, to be honest.
Okay. Yep.
These are actually from our garden. So they're in Ziploc bags, and if you take them out of the container and you're going, oh, why did I do that? That's a waste of time. Well, then you have easy access
Yes.
to them. You can open it up, but they lie flat. See that? They lie flat, and then you can stack them. And that's, I think you can see it, and then you know, oh, inventory. I have enough peas and corn for 100 years. Little breakfast sausages, Abby loves those. Hey, listen, ice cream. This is some leftover fruit that was going a little,
Okay.
a little ripe. And listen, we make smoothies for the kids. There we got some more. We got some ammunition for a really delicious smoothie. So
Oh, that, yeah.
not too much in there, Gina. But let's go to the fridge just a little bit. Okay. So every refrigerator has a certain amount of shelves.
Yes. Not enough. Never
Right?
enough shelves.
It never seems like there is enough, and it's true. I agree. Some days it can be crazy. But
Oh, is that your condiments in a little basket there? All those little things in there? Oh, that's smart.
We'll talk about that in 1 second. So over here is your side panel. Now the side panel, ultimately, it's for condiments and dressings. And I keep my pickled things, like I have pickled beets, I have olives, I have pickled jalapenos, I have kimchi, I have more pickles. We love pickles. Pickled mustard seeds. So they're kind of all the pickly things. These are what we like. Mustards, mayonnaise, there's a smaller jar of mayo, and hot sauce, and how the maple syrup, see, it's not in its spot. The maple syrup is
The side of my fridge is just full of all the takeout shit that you get. A little sausage, extra condiment.
Well,
Okay.
I would like to say that
My side of my fridge is full of these little packs. That's the side of my, oh, look at the little puppy.
Paddington.
This is what's in the side of my fridge, Lynn. This
Okay, so okay, now we could go and talk about containers. So Gina, where are they stuffed in the fridge, Tony? Where did you get
everywhere, just in the side. Like
Okay.
show her, Tony. Like
deli containers? Put them in a. Do you have a deli container?
Okay.
So containers for your refrigerator. We saw a little quick snapshot into my fridge,
Lynn,
right?
I was going to ask you something about those containers. Like, can you use old takeout containers?
Yes, absolutely. And we call these, chefs call these deli containers.
Okay.
But you can also buy sleeves of them, right?
Oh.
Now this
From
is a
where?
1 liter.
Where?
Okay, Costco.
Okay.
Okay. You could get them at a restaurant supply store, right? A bigger store, Tat Farm has them. So you have to look around for them. Just ask, oh, Bulk Barn. If you go to a Bulk Barn and you say, hey, could I, buy a sleeve, you'll get a really great deal with those, I'm sure.
Sweet. Okay.
So
it's not like you're using all glass or anything. You're not using all glass containers or anything like that.
Gina, I do use glass, and I do use plastic, recyclable, reusable. There's other, I think if you go to the dollar store, or if you go to like a Canadian Tire, your best bet, Gina, are the mason jars. They're reusable and they're super, super durable. 125s, the 500s, or the 250s rather, there's a 500 and a liter. If you have an assortment of, for you, right, do it with a friend. If you can't, I know they're sold by the dozen. These are sold, I don't know, in 12s. I think they're all in 12s. and it's too many for you, then split it. Split it with a family member, split it with a friend. Because storage is a big thing in cupboards. It's like, oh, the mason jars. But keep a minimal, but half of, like the majority of it are going to be in here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So arrange it so that you would have the mason jars, like my lemon juice.
Yes, so many people did that. So many people did that. Did you see? So many people did that. It was fun.
Yeah.
So Lynn, someone said, did you organize your fridge before going live? Because it's almost unnatural how organized it is. This is just what you do, eh?
I'm going to be very, very honest. I took out the veg drawer on the bottom. Just a tiny bit. Let me show you. But that's all I did, guys. I'm not making this up. This is how we live. And maybe it's a little bit crazy. And maybe it's a little funny, but it's totally, this is what I'm trying to tell you all, is that it makes sense. I have, this is the dinner. Laura made a lovely chicken curry, made on the 24th. We did
there's dates.
Pot of quinoa, dates on everything.
Amazing.
The hummus, quick fix. I didn't have chickpeas in the pantry, and little Gemma loves her hummus, but usually we just make it.
Okay.
Sour cream. These are the things that we have that we like in our fridge. Our herbs. I'll show you how to package those up and store them. They're out of the container and they're wrapped in a little bit of paper towel, and then it's labeled. Use first. Snap peas. The broccoli, they're already into florets. They're already ready to go. The asparagus, finally, look at the asparagus. They're cut and all ready to go. And I line the container in a little bit of paper towel, because any sort of moisture on the veg will just entice it to speed up in its process of decaying. So you don't want that.
Do you know what I love? What I love about this, Lynn, is I've seen this done before a million times, the organizing in the fridge, and it's never real life. It's like, I'm not fucking doing that. The jars and the shit and it just doesn't look like actual, like it doesn't look real. Like, who the heck is going to do this? Looks like doable to me. This looks doable to me.
Well, I mean, anybody who goes in has to sort of respect the process too. I mean, that's when it will go, fast and furious down the wrong avenue or the wrong turn if you're not all doing it. Like, Laura, this is our snacks, right? Our afternoon snack. Well, the carrots, it's the one hand. The carrots, they're peeled and they're all diced up. Everybody does that, right? Everybody does that. But I know that Laura did it because it's her handwriting. And, ginger, it's in there, a little piece of ginger, not 6 pounds of ginger, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure my ginger has some mold on it. Can you just cut that off or no?
For us, what we do at the top shelf is kind of like the things that are prepared that you're gonna sort of eat right away.
Okay.
Shut down. Then, I do my veggies in that row. So there's a couple of empty spots, but my goodness, like asparagus, look at the variety. Asparagus, snap peas, celery, carrots, zucchini. Like, there's enough stuff in there, right?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Well, look at my fruit shelf. Ooh, it's a little empty, right? So I've got leftover, that's the last of the grapes. So that's why I bought new grapes. That was the last of the strawberries. So that's why we bought more strawberries. But it's in a rotation. Melon, it's already melon. Oh gosh, it's cantaloupe and watermelon, all ready to go. It's not in a melon. Oh my gosh! When people take their seed, right? And then they stuff it right back in there. Take the skin off and break it down because you'll have more room. So
yes.
So cheese is a big thing, and sort of dairy, grated cheese sticks for the kids, the feta. Oh, here's
Hold up. You have a cheese row in your fridge, like a cheese. I need a cheese shelf. I need to
Each area, like it's in an area, but you know, if there's little pieces of different cheese that, like this we haven't cut into, it's got truffles in it, it's a pecorino. But that's sort of like, it's a specialty cheese, so once I open it, it's in a cryovac, it's not doing any harm, I'm not gonna take it out of the cryovac.
I love the painter's tape. Is that what that is? It's just painter's tape with some marker on it?
Yeah, so painter's tape, that's exactly what it is, because, oh my God, because you can take it off and then you're like, oh, what's in that? Well, it's snap peas, right?
Brilliant.
Let me shut the door for a minute so we get the light back on.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
See if it'll come back on. So yeah, like Gina, the painter's tape is key, right? The different containers that you have, you know, I love these. These are like I guess a takeout container. They hold a lot. They're easy to stack on your shelves or in your cupboards. You know, XO, they make OXO makes these containers, and we have so many of them, and they're great. Don't get me wrong, they're fabulous. They have a little air vent here. There's a little mesh where if you did herbs, and you've washed them, there's drainage here. It's all great. For me, they're too big, right? For all of my needs. So I couldn't put, if I was to put every single preparation inside my fridge, and can change them from this to that, it would be convoluted and it would be too much. But this, to put your salad greens in, to put, like if you go through a lot of grapes or berries or whatever, a bigger family, then that's great too, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's important that you do a liner in your refrigerator. I think it will help, especially on the shelves. We'll go back in a minute. Either a paper towel lined on your condiments, because I don't know. It's like, I don't think it, like whoever goes in and puts the salad dressing back, there's a little dribble on the side of it. It's like, oh my gosh, it drives me bananas. But that will just you'll have easy cleanup after.
You know what I love about this, Lynn, is that when we talked about this segment, we talked about this segment, I was like, oh my God, okay, so we got to order the containers, and we got to get the little thing where you push the thing and you make your own labels. We got to do this, and I got to grab that. And then what happens, I ate something bad yesterday. I think I ate one too many breakfast sandwiches, and I didn't feel well. So I ended up in bed yesterday. So I didn't do nothing. That's why Tony scrambled this morning and got it all done. But, I was just like, I'm not ready. I'm not prepared. And when I love this, it's like, we're all like, none of us are ready or prepared, but we have everything that we need probably in our house to organize our fridge.
So true, Gina, and it's not about busting the budget of going out to reinvent your whole storage, your storage needs. I mean, go to the dollar store and find containers. Like in my spice drawer, I'll show you my spice drawer. Like here's my spice drawer.
Like Chef Lynn goes to the dollar store to get her supplies. What is happening right now?
And these ones for the dollar store, check it out. Look, and then you can stack them. Look, look, I have a charcoal rub, paprika, sumac, garam masala. Look, I'm making a tower. Look, Gina, I'm making a tower. And you think about it, you can put all your condiments or your dressing, look at that, in your refrigerator too. These are for my spices. So yeah, go to the dollar store, don't bust the bank. That's
the spices that you use.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like you got this big, beautiful, fancy kitchen. You got your spices all bunched up in a bunch of dollar store containers. Like what is happening right now? This is amazing. Okay.
Listen, you worked in kitchens your entire life. You learn that storage and accessibility and to be able to see the ingredients at your touch is so important. And Yeah, it is. It's so important. I was gonna get back to, you know, if you had, the Ziploc bags. I mean, a lot of people want to, you know, the silicone reusable bags are great, but
Okay.
also, you know, one of those resealable bags, they're great too. You can wash these out too, right? You can wash these out too, right? And I think that lets it.
My ex-husband's mom used to do that, and I used to think she was batshit crazy, constantly like reusing the Ziploc bags. I was like, you really seriously wash these up? But yeah, I guess so. Why not? There's no reason why we can't, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean, of course, like, oh, look, we got a few stragglers of herbs, but I mean, what's in there? Nothing. It's all good. Remember okay, Gina, last week, I kept this, last week, this was left over from our green goddess dressing.
Oh my gosh, which was so freaking amazing.
Okay, so that was good. So the herbs, I've got my green onions.
Wait, those are left over from last week. Those are left over from last week. What?
Exactly, because these green, and look at them, and I'm not making
Ours.
this.
Look at ours. Where's ours? What does ours look like?
Okay, you roll them up in the paper towel, right? And you put them into that
To a bag.
little bag. And oh my gosh,
Ours
but
is
look,
still just in here.
yes,
You sure
and
are these
look.
any good anymore?
Oh my gosh, but what is that? Dill?
It's the dill left over from last
Okay,
week.
so let's do this. Oh, Tony, okay, chives.
Which are leaking all over
go,
the place.
Gina, go get your paper towel. Get the paper towel. Okay, do you have paper towel? Or you're not with your pair? Take a little bit of paper towel.
Do that over there.
Okay, one square or whatever. Take
Okay.
your herbs, okay? Take that dill and just cut the bottom stems. You can cut them with a knife, or you could just, I've got parsley here, but you see, let's see, Tony. Oh God. Oh no, okay. So yeah, take that off, and where that band was, Gina and Tony, just cut the bottoms off, because those herbs are starting to get like a little bit moist and soggy on the end. You need to get rid of that, because the herbs are starting to break down. And anything that is like, it's a blemish. If you're going through your refrigerator, those herbs aren't garbage. They just need a little love. So you would pick them and just take the good stuff and remove the stuff that's going sort of off. Right?
Oh, good. So just take small
Now
bunches.
that's a big bunch of herbs. You would never use that much dill all at once. You would use them in little bunches. So take the time now. You've got this big bouquet of herbs. Just break it down. Break it down, take half, correct, Tony? Now take that paper towel and cut it in half, just rip it. Because you don't need all that paper towel. You only need a little bit. See, I have a little piece, perfect. And this line it here, let the top sort of say, hello, I'm a bunch of dill, and roll. Right? Like that. There.
That's it. And are we wetting that? Are we wetting it?
No, you don't need to wet it. No, you're fine. Because the
No wetting.
humidity in the bag, that's fine. Just, right? In the bag, the moisture will be there from that that herb just being in the bag. So like
Is it specifically, are you using the freezer bags? Like they're the big ones, but do they have to have the whole, like, you're not looking the ones that have the holes in it, just the regular,
you could use, yeah, okay, so these are the freezer ones, but certainly, yeah, and the other fridge ones, the little sandwich bags are fine too. Yeah,
like whatever freezer bag will work.
Right, so then just take out the excess, right? You take the excess air out of the bag, zip it up, and then look, it's in a little bundle.
So we don't have to buy like new herbs every week when we cook once a week. That's amazing.
Let's go into the refrigerator again.
Lynn, question about those herbs. Do you wash those? Like, do you rinse them or wash them or anything when you bring them home? Like before you've packed them away like that?
So the herbs, Gina, I will wash when I'm going to prepare to chop up.
Okay. Okay.
If you wash, oops, if you wash them now, they'll break down quicker. So just keep them as is. A moist, damp towel is okay if they need a little, if they're getting too limp, right? They'll just give them the little spritz that they love. So important. Now, look at all these little bits from the herbs. Oh, we had some stems from the parsley. We had a few pieces. Oh, there's some parsley leaves, some chives. Oh, a few dill. Well, that's a big hot mess, isn't it? Can you see this on my camera? A bit of a hot mess.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Okay, so that's not garbage though. What this is great flavor for making an herb oil. Okay, or a dressing.
Okay.
Or a marinade. So I'm not going to do that right now. Tony, look, you're on fire. He's on fire.
He likes to be organized. He likes to be organized.
Okay. You know, this is going to be a little investment of time when you do your grocery shop and you're putting things away. But you're like, oh, okay, well, this is what I'm going to throw out in that big bag of herbs, and everything else I've utilized, right? I'm going to chop it up for my salads or a sauce or something. These end stems have great flavor. I'm going to puree these up and leave them in the container in the fridge for, again, making a salad dressing, tossing my vegetables to grill with. And then you haven't wasted that.
That's next level.
That's a Chef Lynn trick. I want to show you the Chef Lynn tricks also inside the sort of the, I call this the chef's little happy box, right? I keep my eggs and the dairy in the middle of the refrigerator. It's always key to do that. You know, a jug of the milk, if you're leaving it on the side of the refrigigerator, it's not.
Hey, Lynn, you just buy, I just see you have like regular just eggs in there. You're not like, you don't buy those like from a farm, or you don't have chickens. I would think that you'd have chickens.
No, I'm a big supporter of the Egg Farmers of Canada. There's over 1,200 egg farmers across the country that are making the most delicious, sustainable, delicious, nutritious ingredient. And that's, you know, I don't have to, oh my gosh, I don't have chickens, you know.
So Lynn, can we talk about that for a second? Let's talk about these eggs. Like, how do you know, like, I guess if you're looking to support the egg farmers of Ontario, then you would just look for an Ontario egg product. Is there certain brands over others that you would suggest?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. They're all managed, right, by the Egg Farmers of Canada. Every egg that you consume is as fresh as it could possibly be, whether it's in a generic box that has no name, no labels on it, to, you know, one that they're all different, right, about the feeds that go into it, but they all meet the standards and the criteria of being the best, and it's all regulated. So if it's a brown egg, it's from a brown chicken. If it's a white egg, it's from a white chicken, and it's all fresh. Like in your grocery store, it'll be 5 days, maybe max, that it was leaving the farm, that's in the grocery store. So no, great question. You know, and look at the label too, because there's some stores that have eggs that you'll see the USDA on there, and you don't want that. You do want to look at labels for sure, but you want to look for Egg Farmers of Canada for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Unless, of course, you live in the US, then you can buy your US eggs. But yeah, okay. I love it.
Hello,
I just was thinking you'd have
Gina Correctamundo, our US friends. Of course, I neglected to say that. I was so pro Canada about our eggs. Yes, the Egg Farmers of the United States of America are equally as grand, but we support the Egg Farmers of Canada. That's funny. That's awesome. So in the fridge, we're going to go down to the next shelf here, Gina.
How many shelves do we have?
The chef's trunk of lovely ingredients. I cook with often, right? So our lemon puree,
Love it.
our garlic confit.
Yeah, that was a big hit with that. And just to go back, so you took the garlic and then you put it in a little bit of oil, and then you kind of brought it to a boil and then let it sit, right?
correct. And that's gonna stay in that. It smells, oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's like, what you want to do with these cloves of garlic is just squish it on like a big saute pan, and add into that the asparagus that's in the refrigerator, some kale. I mean, it's your go-to garlic, and it's I'm gonna, you know what I should do? I should come over and we should make that together, so you have it.
Yes.
Or get a point. We'll do a side note. We'll make these things. Let's do a little thing about the tickle trunk of the Chef Lynn, must-have sort of preparations. Miso, absolutely. That adds so much umami to your dishes. You know, Thai curry paste, different varieties, green, red, adobo, chipotle peppers. This is my herb oil. It was missing in my my sort of go-to ingredients, so I'm going to buzz that up after we have our chat here. And then the different, in our stir fries, soy sauce, hoisin, some sesame oil, and I've got some more truffles here from Italy. Yeah, so anyway, so it goes in when I'm cooking, I'll bring that out, and then it just goes back in.
Because soy sauce and the hoisin sauce, you keep that in the fridge. Does it have to be in the fridge, or you just keep it in that box for convenience?
I keep it in the refrigerator. You don't have to, it's for convenience.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
For me, I just like, it comes out when I'm ready to cook, and then it goes right back in there.
Can I talk about your garlic just for a sec?
Yeah.
I know this segment's going to be 14 hours long, but is this okay to buy? Like, can I buy the whole, like, would this be, because I'm just thinking, feeling that garlic, can I buy this and then put that and make the garlic oil, the garlic confit with this?
100%, that way to go. I mean, you could all sit around the kitchen table and peel cloves of garlic together, but you know what? In a nutshell, it's convenient, and that's super good. No problem there. No problem there.
Celery. People have a hard time storing celery. It always goes wilty at the ends or brown at the ends. Do you have a tip for that? Because people eat a lot of celery on plan.
So this celery, I know. Well, it was from my bin. So here comes the celery. Now, oh my gosh, you can buy celery hearts, just the inside, right?
Yes.
The idea when you have the celery, Gina, is that you have the whole head, right? You want to quickly just shave off the top, just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. You get that excess.
As soon as you come home, as soon as you bring it home, okay?
This is what we're going to break this down. Then you're going to take off the root, minimal. Okay. So then you have, they're starting to sort of break free. Oh, we're free. Okay, that's great. Then put them all here on this, let them free. Now, these.
So what do you do with those? I always just throw them out.
These are the best. These are the celery hearts, and the leaves are vibrant. Do you eat the leaves?
I throw them out. I bring them all. I throw that out.
No. Okay, we're prepping, right? So we need a bowl to gather our excess compost.
Okay.
Garbage.
I got that. I got. I'm good at composting.
Okay, so see, these leaves are beautiful. They're tender. The celery hearts are a lot sweeter.
See, I thought they were yellow and not really, like, they were really good. I thought they were flavorless yellow inside flowery sticks of nothing.
Oh my goodness gracious. Shame on you, Gina. These are the best. These are celery hearts. And not only when you're menu planning and you're writing down your menu ideas, it sounds lovely when you write a salad of celery hearts.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
Yes. La, la, la. Okay, so these are perfectly good. Don't throw them away. These are gonna chop up and you're gonna put them in your salad tonight. So all of those, we're gonna prep up a salad. So I would just take those celery hearts, the leaves, and just do a rough chop. And that is gonna go into our salad for today. I'm gonna eat that in my salad for my lunch, okay? So you got your hearts. Now you have another container that you would say, all right, I'm gonna break down those celery. Well, Lynn, you're doing your afternoon snack. Great.
Okay.
So let's make a few afternoon snacks. Just like that. Well, how many snacks can you eat? Well, that's enough for me today, tomorrow, right? A couple of days. But these, I would just in half and get them right into the refrigerator. You'd wash them. Okay,
yes.
Gina?
Oh, I was just gonna ask. So you would cut first and then wash and then put it. And are you making sure they're super dry? Is it okay? There's just a little bit of conversation happening about the moistness. When do we use the moist? When do we not use the moist? Like paper towels, like.
Yeah, well, okay.
Moist or not moist?
Okay, not sopping wet,
Okay.
right? Okay, so you would line your container, right, with the paper towel. You would go and give it, it's not a jacuzzi. It's not going to go in the jacuzzi for 4 hours. It's just going to go lightly under the spray. You're going to put it in a perforated, like a colander or, right on your, something it'll drip through. The dish rack. And then they just line up inside there. They're all sort of dry. You don't have to polish them. They just, and they go right back into the fridge.
Sorry, you go ahead.
If you don't want to wash them right now, that's okay. But every time you go to cook, you're gonna have to make sure that you wash them.
Do you use a spray or do you soak your stuff? You don't see people soaking their fruits and spraying them. Like, do you use any of those food cleansing sprays or anything like that? Okay.
No, just straight up drink like water that you would drink.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
From your, like if you're out camping, I don't know. I was gonna say, if you're out camping by the river, like, I don't know, did you do a pH test on the water? I know, it's fine. It's gonna be fine. Your kitchen sink is perfect for the veggies. Okay. I love this. This is hilarious. The questions are funny though, and they're like, oh, well, you're like a moist towel on the bottom of the celery. Yeah, right. Great. Like, what else? Like, damn. Here we go. So look, now we've got our celery sticks, and then we have celery over here that are not cut, because the more you cut them, right, they're gonna more opportunity for them to sort of break down faster. So see, when I was trimming when I was trimming the celery, this piece wasn't all that great. I missed it. So just make sure that you're inspecting it before you put it back into the container, and that every single piece is perfect. If it has a blemish or if it has imperfection on it, just cut that out. And then that goes into the fridge after we write on it what it was. See,
and I'm assuming this works with all veg, or is there any veg that you wouldn't do this with?
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Some veg.
Like what about
like zucchini? I'm not going to break down the zucchini, right? No, because
I don't know. Are we not?
No. Well, you can, but it's okay, because I'm going to make if I make a crustless quiche or a casserole, I'm just going to take a zucchini out, slice, that's on the menu for this week, with some feta cheese in it, then boom, it's done. So that would be that would go right into the crisper. right? And keep it down in the fridge. You want the quick things that are taking up real estate. I call fridge real estate is key. Like the broccoli.
Yes.
Fridge, oh my God, it takes up so much room,
It does.
right? It's annoying, right? You take your stems off, keeping it intact. Now you have the crown, right?
Okay. Yes.
But you had this stem.
Yes.
That's
This,
simple.
this is still golden. This is so great.
Oh.
Just trim, peel, use a paring knife or a peeler, and just trim the exterior off of it. It's a little woody, but inside you'll see it. These stalks are fantastic. They're sweet, diced up in a crudité.
What's a crudité? What's a crudité? What's a crudité? I know it's a thing. I've heard it before, but what is it?
Just a vegetable tray of vegetables, raw vegetables, crudité.
Is it a vegetable tray? Like a charcuterie board, but for vegetables.
I love you so much. You're the
Right?
best. Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes. You're the
Okay.
best. You're the best.
Okay.
You and I are going to be cooking.
I'll bring the crudité.
So these are great. So there's your afternoon veg.
Nice.
That's really lovely. They
I do
taste
love
great.
those. Yeah, I do. I love the stalk of the broccoli almost more. But the problem is I think I don't use the right knife because whenever I peel it, there's nothing left. There's nothing left of it. That's my problem with it.
So when you
But I
talk
love them.
about these are the crowns. Now
Yes.
think about it. It's either you're going to have a lovely piece that
Yeah.
would be, steamed or steamed up or tossed in a little bit of the confit garlic and lemon and oil or something, or
Okay.
butter, whatever.
Yeah.
But this, if you wanted florets, you could take it one more, depending on what's on the menu for that day. So these are, again, crudité, small little bites of the raw veg that you could eat as a snack. And
Right.
they go into the container, and we go through it's one of our favorite veg, broccoli. We go through so much of it. And so I just like to quickly just give it a little trim. So I'm going to pack this away in the refrigerator in my
You're
container.
really packing it in there, it seems like too, right? Like,
Yeah, but look, I'm going to try to, it won't all fit in one container, but it will definitely, it'll fit in with the lid. Look,
yeah, because I guess it's when it was together, it was all jammed together. So you can just jam as many pieces as you want in there.
and then it's all happy in here. So it's real estate. Right? With a little bit, right? So there you go. But you're gonna have, that goes in, and I've got 2 broccoli now. Now I've got 3 in the refrigerator. So
Yes.
it would be important that you would write, use first or use last.
Oh,
whatever. So
okay, smart.
And that will last a week at least, if not longer,
Wow.
that you prepared it like that.
Game
So,
changer, seriously.
Vegetables that I go back to the question, vegetables I wouldn't sort of break down, the kids and the cucumbers, right?
The
Yeah,
baby
but this-
ones, the baby English cucumbers.
We like the English cucumbers. They again would go, everything, look, it's automatic. They just go into this little container.
Yeah.
And that's great. And then it's not, I'll show you, oh, they're all gonna fit. Look at this. No, they're not. There we go. They're going to stack beautifully in our fridge. I'll show you that in a moment.
And last longer than if you just left them with the wrap on there.
Okay, 2 peppers.
Yeah, who the hell buys just 2 peppers?
We do.
Right? Just you do. I don't. I buy the whole bag with like 10 of them in it. That's you.
Okay. Peppers, it's part of your menu planning. It's not a veg, and it could be different for your, other families. It's not a veg that I eat every single day. But if I'm making a lovely stir fry or a curry, these are gorgeous, right? And visually they're stunning. Look at the colors of them. They're gorgeous.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I wouldn't break these down. I would just
Okay.
put those, we're gonna go to the crisper in a second. I would just leave those as is. The more you do break things down, and if you do, and you're that family that loves peppers and you eat 100 of them a day,
Yeah.
just take the seeds out and that membrane. Okay, and then take the seeds out, so you're all set to go, and that excess white membrane that's inside of the pepper.
Yeah.
And you could, because that will start to go off first, right?
I love how you're just in there with your hands, ripping the shit out of it. Like rather I would be in there with a little knife, cutting it off, like.
There, right? I just took it out, and there's my knife. And then shake off the seeds. And then that, because there's some moisture on the peppers, right? Because they're full of juices, all the
Moisture,
cells.
yeah. Yep.
It's just, you can see like already they're, so you would just a little bit of paper towel and just let them sit in there like that.
Easy.
And
Okay.
then you're going, they'll last longer, certainly like that in the refrigerator.
Okay.
Not as long, but they will last longer if you do take out the seeds after you cut them and they're ready to go. So if we go to the refrigerator, I was going to show you one quick thing. Things I don't break down everything, certainly Gina, but over here, my fruits. Okay.
What is happening? What is going on? What is this? This is a fruit drawer. What?
I keep it in the drawer. Yeah, so I got my bananas. There's a little trick. I put a little foil on the top. I finally don't go as a little trick I read. I finally don't go as they don't ripen as fast.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why, Gina. I have no clue, but it kind of works. And then there's like the gases that they emit, and they'll start to ripen other fruits faster. Whatever. These bananas will be gone in like 2 days. So. And they ripen up nicely in here. My avocados, I pull these out because when you buy a big bag of avocado, I pull some out at room temp, so they ripen.
Ripen
Yeah,
faster.
I don't refrigerate. I like my room temp. You can keep them in your fridge for sure. The pears, when they come in, they're always underripe, but if you leave them out, like these are just the perfect one.
What is happening?
A
fruit drawer.
And then the other things I don't is down here. Oh, looky. My onion. I have a basket. It's an old paper bag. I leave there so I don't get the onion skins. I leave the onion skin, the onions in that little bag. And
Okay.
all that skin doesn't go everywhere. My shallots, beautiful, and then some whole garlic. So there's that. But if we go back. My greens, here we go, my cucumbers and my greens I leave in a crisper. I was talking about those living greens. I love these.
Yes.
The one thing is that they do take up a lot of real estate, but hey, listen, in these these months just before all the gardens hit, this is kind of the way to go.
Okay.
And then here, my shopping is going to fill us up. I keep my lemons in here, my citrus, a couple of grapefruits, my avocados, and then down here, Laura's got some brine pork, some bacon, some deli luncheon meats for the kids, and like that. I don't know why, but they do. And that was it, Gina. Here is I talked about our dressings. You don't see any brands in there because I make all the dressings myself. That's just kind of what Chef Lynn does. But there's nothing wrong with the store-bought if you have your favorites, There's some great brands out there, but for me, you know what goes in there, and you know what goes in the dressing, and you can have fun with it. And all of those great herbs. And the vinegars that you have, like you're making it, you're taking control. And ultimately, like, how many dressings do you need?
Oh, I know.
And like, if you like a Catalina, remember Catalina when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Kathleen, like if you like that, then great, we'll buy it, then use it up. And then when it's done, see you later, get something else, try something different.
Try something else.
But that goes back to our sort of our key messaging that we said is, you make a grocery list, stick to it, and don't be distracted. Make sure your fridge is clean, wash and prep and organize everything into labeled containers. Watch out for food expiration dates. First in, first out. If something that is starting to turn, then you got to remove the problem. And, that's where you can, you could make a soup, make an herb oil, make a pesto. Put out, a lovely crudité platter for, your après ski or whatever. That's really important. If there is something that is starting to perish, then the key is to prevent, any sort of, to prevent it from ruining.
Spreading, like when you like berries do that. Like you have one berry and it just like ruins all of them.
But it's like that phrase, one bad apple. If there's a blemish or a something, then just remove it. So you're going through and you're looking, but it's not like you've got a huge inventory in your fridge and you're not over shopping now. You've consolidated your purchases. And one other quick point I wanted to mention, Gina, is that you've got to cross-contamination and food safety is so imperative. Poultry and meat products, you're keeping those totally on the bottom shelf. You saw mine, right?
Okay, I was just gonna ask, like, what do you do with that? Do you like, first of all, do you clean your meat? Do you wash your meat?
I'll give it a quick, like poultry, I do give it a quick rinse and pat dry with paper towel. I do. Meats, I don't wash the meat necessarily. I have a reputable butcher, so I know how, how it's being handled. That's key. But I cross-contamination is a big thing. Anybody who has experienced a foodborne illness knows how just absolutely devastating.
Well, in my fridge. It could have just been my fridge yesterday that made me sick. I don't know.
Right. So, but organized by temperature in your fridge, the top shelf and the doors, apparently they're the warmest. I haven't hung out in my refrigerator for any length of time to comment exactly, oh, it's a little bit chilly over here. Oh, it's so hot up here. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, keeping in mind that it's kind of like, I stick to that sort of rule.
Okay, cool.
Your condiments and the more shelf stable ingredients on the shelf, and then your dairy sort of in the center, and veggies, all of that in the center of the fridge. And then as you go down, I put the meats, raw fish on the very bottom, so it doesn't drip into anything, right?
Yeah. So, do you put that meat into container? I know I'm stuck on the meat. Do you just put the package in your fridge at the bottom, or do you take it out of the package? Do you wash it and then put it away, or it sits there until it's just ready to use?
Just until ready to use. I mean, it's, and when I say, you're not washing protein, right? You're not like soap and water under your waterfall in your kitchen sink. No, it's more of like, if you felt like sometimes, the chicken could just, have, or fish, give your fish, it'll have that moisture that you just don't want on it, that liquid, right? So just, wash it off, pat dry, and then you're ready to cook. Yeah. Ready to cook. And keeping it in the package until you're ready to go is absolutely the way to go with it. The more you handle it, the quicker it will sort of break down. So that's that too. And like Gina, just don't buy a lot. Buy what you think. If you really, and I'm sure that everybody's experienced this, especially on your plan, what you're consuming, right? And what you're throwing out at the end of the week. So find the happy balance in between of that. And your idea here, fresh, local, keeping your flavors that you enjoy, the ingredients that you enjoy, packed up in your fridge, ready to go firsthand, so that you will appreciate them so much
Yeah.
more, and that you will be able to cook
Yeah.
with happy satisfaction, and like, oh, not like, oh, what a drag, you know what I mean? Or like, oh,
Or feeling overwhelmed when you open your fridge and it's just like shit jammed in there. You don't know what's good and not. You're just like, you go from like, I got all the food in the world, but I don't want to cook any of it. It's work. And it's just, man, yeah.
Yeah, and having things ready, like, like it's overwhelming. You just said it. Like if I go to make a broccoli stir fry, and like, oh, I gotta break down that broccoli. Oh, it's in that stupid plastic bag, and
yes,
oh my God, the woody stalks, and like, but it's all ready to go. Then, bing, you're gonna dive in there, and you're gonna be excited. And those ingredients, there's a lot of crossover between breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and of course snacks. So keeping that in mind too when you're meal planning. There's a lot to talk about with meal planning. Maybe we should have a follow-up with that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
I think that there's so many questions out there that people must have.
They do.
And there's no any question that is kind of ridiculous or like, oh gosh, like let it rip, like talk it out. And there's no one right way. I mean, there are, but you can have some flexibility. Oh, Chef Lynn says that I need to buy a whole bunch of paper towel and wrap myself up, and like, no, I'm not saying that. It's just like there's certain things in your kitchen that you should have so that you'll be successful, that you'll be able to maintain that fridge. And if you're all on the same page, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. Every piece has a place. And if it doesn't fit, it doesn't belong there. And if the piece isn't there, then you got to fill that piece up. And again, and that's kind of how you kind of look at it. So I hope that helped. I rambled a bit.
You're amazing. You're an expert in the kitchen, and to me, like Lynn, I love the I'm into health and wellness, and I want to be inspired by my fridge, and I want to enjoy cooking for my family. I really do, and I think this is all about setting yourself up for success, taking the work now that's going to make it easy for you later. It's just like prepping your foods before you cook a recipe. It makes it so much easier. So I didn't know like organizing your fridge could be so fucking exciting, but here we are, and I can't wait to chop shit out of my vegetables and put them in all my containers. I want to see the fridge. I want to open it, and I want to feel relaxed and inspired and not stressed out. I open my fridge, I'm stressed, and that's not cool.
I love it, Gina. I think, look, I cleaned that pepper while we were chit-chatting there. And look, all of the waste, chef trick, you get your bowl and it just goes into there, off your cutting board, and voila, clean as you go.
Yeah, we need some more of those boards. We do. Amazing. I love it.
Well, listen, Gina, I think that maybe we should talk again about another subject.
All right.
I'm not sure what that could be, but I think that, I don't know, Chef Lynn in the kitchen. I could share some of these Chef Lynn tricks.
I love it. I'm all about it.
Maybe we could meet. I think eventually. I think we should do a little cooking 101. You and I. I think everybody would enjoy that. Tony, would you enjoy that?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Oh, please. Oh, I love it. I don't want to go. This has been so great. I mean, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your time and for having a passion for this and helping people, because people really are trying to just live their best lives and be healthy. And everyone's stressed out these days, and we all want to provide for our families and cook beautiful meals and all, and save money on our groceries and do all that. So I really appreciate Lynn. Thanks so much. I'm excited. I know you're going to be back. You guys, if you have some ideas that you would love for Lynn to help us out with, add them down below. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's all I got to say. Thanks so much. It's amazing.
Gina, thank you so much. Okay, Tony, you guys have a wonderful day. And keep that fridge as perfect as it is today, tomorrow, and you got another success under your belt. All right?
I I'm gonna do you proud. I'm gonna do you proud,
All right.
Lynn. Thank you. Thanks,
All
everyone.
right.
Bye, everyone.
Talk to
Bye.
you
Clean
later.
those
Okay.
bridges.